All right, so let's take a look at what it means to be in factored form. So what does factored form look like? So once again, you'll have some number outside or an invisible 1 sometimes. Then you will have x minus p, some number, and then x minus q, some other number. So a, p, and q are just numbers. I'm just using letters to represent those. Okay, so p and q gives you the x-intercept. And what does that mean again? It's where it crosses the x-axis. So p and q gives you where it crosses the x-axis. But again, just like before, pay attention to the negative before the p and q. If someone says x-intercepts, is if they say zeros, or if they say roots, or if they say solutions. Okay, so all 4 of these words mean the exact same thing. So let's take a look at what that means. All right, so when you get a quadratic, you're going to have 3 choices. You're going to have either 2 solutions, and what does that mean? It crosses the x-axis twice. So just draw a graph where it crosses the x-axis twice. This is a listening check. Color in 2 solutions. Your 2 solutions are where it crosses the x-axis. Once again, that's called x-intercept, zeros, roots, or solutions. Okay, all of them mean the exact same thing. So you have 2 solutions if it crosses twice. You'll have 1 solution if it crosses what? Once. So what does that look like? That, okay, where it only touches it right there. 1 solution. Okay, so that's 1 0 or 1 root, 1 solution, or 1 x-intercept. You have 0 solution if it does not touch the axis at all. So if it does not touch this x-axis, what does that look like? Let's do something like, oh, there's no solutions because it does not touch it. All right, so I'm going to show you the harder one, and then you can do example 1. So I'll do example 2. All right, so as always, A is what tells you if it's up or down. So what is A in my case? Invisible 1, so it's positive, so this is up. So it has a minimum. All right, the new thing to do is looking at factored form. And what factored form just basically is if you remember, another word for it, for x-intercepts, is also roots, solutions, and zeros. Okay, so roots, solutions, and zeros. And the reason I'm saying that more specifically, so there are 4 different ways of saying the exact same thing, and the question can say 4 different things, so you do need to know that all of this mean exactly the same thing. So I'm mentioning roots, zeros here more specifically because the way you find your x-intercept is by setting each parentheses equal to 0. Each of the parentheses equal to 0. So I'm going to go ahead and write it down. So the first parenthesis is 2x plus 4 equal to 0. And the second parenthesis is 3x plus 3 equals to 0. All right, so go ahead and draw my river. All right, we're going to cross this over to the other side. That's going to become negative 4. So now I have 2x equals negative 4. What do I do to solve for x? I divide both sides by 2. So I'm going to get x is equal to negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. So one of the solutions is negative 2. Remember, you can have 0 solutions, 1 solutions, or 2 solutions. All right, let's solve this next one. So 3x plus 3 is 0. So we're going to take the 3 over to the other side. That's going to become negative 3. That goes away. So this is 3x equals to negative 3. All right, now what are we going to do? We're going to divide both sides by 3. So we're going to get x is equal to negative 3 divided by 3 would be negative 1. So in this case, I have 2 solutions. Those are my roots, my zeros, my x-intercepts, or my solutions, 2 solutions. Okay, so this just simply means this is where it crosses the x-axis, right? So I'm going to go ahead and draw that in for you to see. So it crosses at negative 2. So negative 2 right here, and it also crosses at negative 1 right here. Okay, now when you're putting these answers in, because they do want it in coordinates, we're going to put an x and then a y value. So x is negative 2. When x is negative 2, y is equal to 0. And my other solution is negative 1, 0. Okay, so that's how you put it in. All right. Okay, so again, is it up or down? We're going to look at our a value. It's negative, so this means it's going to be down. Unhappy people, sad, right? Which means it's going to have a maximum based on my A. All right, to find my roots, I set each parenthesis equal to 0. Remember, the shortcut is just opposite, so that's going to be -2, and this is just going to be 4. But again, you could write it out, so I'll write it out for you. So you put each parenthesis equal to 0, x plus 2 is equal to 0. All right, take this to the other side. It's going to be -2. That goes away, so x is equal to -2. So again, as we're doing this, we're going to check. So I should have an unhappy face. Yep, I do. I cross over at -2 on the x-axis. I do. This other one is x minus 4 is equal to 0. All right, we're going to go ahead and take this to the other side. That's going to be +4. That goes away, so x is equal to 4.